Chuck Schumer has confirmed when he will be bringing the stimulus package to the floor in the Senate. Also, I want to take a minute to address some of your concerns. And Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell? But wait, those two names don't go together in the same sentence? Well, this time they actually do. And what the administration has said they're going to be doing with tens of billions of dollars that have been set aside allocated to help out struggling Americans. All of that plus more in this video. Let's get into it right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is changing very rapidly every single day, especially now that Congress is back in session and it is going to be an all-out sprint until now through the holidays and until the end of the year. There's a lot going on right now and we have a lot to cover in this video, just like every video right here on the channel. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe down below and let's get into this right away. All right, so first off, I just want to hit on this really quickly. So remember a few months ago when we first heard about this stimulus package, they introduced it as the anti-poverty plan. It sounded pretty good, right? Anti-poverty, wow, there's got to be a lot of really good stuff in there, right? Well, over the course, that name was all of a sudden dropped, and we haven't heard anti-poverty in quite a while. Then it shifted into the reconciliation bill. Well, that sounded good as well, right? The reconciliation bill. Oh, we remember that because back in March, we also got a reconciliation bill, and that one contained a stimulus check. So reconciliation bill was sounding also kind of good. Well, that name we haven't really heard a whole lot lately either. However, then they transitioned into Build Back Better. Well, we've been hearing that for a little while now, but check this out. As of about a week ago, guess what they're calling it now? And I've seen this all over the place. In fact, I haven't seen a whole lot of other names. I've seen Build Back Better a couple times, but here's what they're calling it now. Do you want to guess? They're calling it the spending bill. That's all I've seen lately. Seriously, in all the research that I do, I've seen spending bill come up time and time and time again. So it transitioned from anti-poverty to just plain old spending bill. I don't know, just kind of an interesting progression how this whole thing has transformed over the last couple months. Anyway, just a total side note, just a little bit of interesting information that I found as I do my research. Anyway, let's get into it. I just thought that would be interesting to kind of show the progression over the last few months here. All right, so quickly, let's talk about the confirmed date in which Chuck Schumer has said he will be bringing the reconciliation bill, otherwise known as the spending bill, to the floor in the Senate. So as of right now, the Senate is back in session, and as of today, the House of Representatives are back in session, and it's all full bore, and it's full speed ahead until we get to the holidays here, and they're going to get a lot of stuff done here, or so we think, right? But Chuck Schumer actually confirmed that they will be bringing to the floor the stimulus package on or before the week of the 13th of December. So that just so happens to be next week, right? So yeah, we'll be watching that very closely, but he said sometime on or before that week, that is their plan to bring to the floor the reconciliation bill, otherwise known as the stimulus package. Now, over last week and so far this week, Democratic senators have been working with directly the Senate parliamentarian who is a nonpartisan individual in the Senate who is necessarily pretty much called the referee, right? So this person looks through all the rules and they've been working directly with her one-on-one to go through this reconciliation bill to see what needs to stay, or what can stay, I should say, and what needs to go. So they've been working with her all last week and into this week so far, and Chuck Schumer said the week of the 13th is likely the week they'll be bringing this. However, between now and then, it's going to be game on as we see a lot of these provisions brought in and or dropped, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, so definitely stay tuned between now and then with all of the different information coming out. All right, so just a minute here. I want to take it slow for just a minute here and talk about some of your concerns that I've seen down in the comments section, and actually a handful of people are reaching out to me privately asking. And here's what I want to say. When it comes to this whole debt ceiling issue and this whole issue with the government shutdown, here's what I want to say. There's a lot of fear out there right now. There's a lot of concern about everything going on. Here's what I want to tell you. Don't worry about it. Okay? I just want to tell you that much right now. Just seriously, please don't worry about it. there's a lot of stuff to be stressed out right now about. There's a lot of things going on, but this is the last thing that any of us need to be worried about. So please, don't let it bother you. Please don't lose sleep over this. They will get it figured out. They have every single time. It's never been an issue. They always act like, oh, I don't know if we're going to get it done this time. We're so divided and we're down to only 3 days. I don't know if we're going to do it. But you know what? Every single time they get it done, they always get something done with the debt ceiling, even though they act like we're not coming together, we're holding our ground, we're so divided right now, it's not going to happen. My point is, please don't let it bother you. They will come together. As far as the government shutdown, again, they'll come together. Historically, they usually do. Okay, sometimes we experience a short-term government shutdown, but for the most part, they come together, they grease on something, they kick it down the road a week or two, or a month, or 3 months, or whatever it happens to be, but ultimately, they will get it done, right? So, it's easy to get caught up with some of the things out there and just be like, oh, I'm scared, you know what I mean? But I just want to let you know, please don't be worried about it, okay? I've been doing a lot of research on this, and every time, for the most part, they come together, they get a deal done, and it's just fine and dandy, and we all live on happily ever after, right? So, again, please don't worry about this, but I've seen some concerns down in the comments section. I just want you to know I'm here for you, but either way, honestly, I wouldn't be concerned about it, okay? They will get it figured out. They always do, for the most part, especially when it comes to the debt ceiling. They've always gotten that figured out. There's never been an issue with that. In the history of the country, there's never been a default as a result of not raising the debt ceiling, right? So, again, please don't let it bother you. All right, so with that being said, now I want to go into Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell in the same sentence? Wait, what? I must be misinterpreting what I'm saying here, right? Because those two names are like oil and water. They simply don't go together, right? I think all of us recognize this. But here's the thing. Surprisingly, these two guys have actually been talking to figure out the debt ceiling issue. So, they actually spoke prior to the Thanksgiving week vacation that they took. They actually did to get together, the two of them, face-to-face, behind closed doors, and they talked about the debt ceiling issue. I can't even imagine. Honestly, it almost would have been fun to be there just to witness this conversation go down. But apparently, they got together, and it was apparently a good conversation. They both had good things to say about it. They said it was productive, and they were coming together on some issues and working together on the debt ceiling. So, I'm completely shocked. Honestly, I can't even put words on it. I'm just completely surprised that they actually, first off, met together, one-on-one, face-to-face, behind closed doors. I hope security was present. I mean, honestly, you know what I mean? But the deal is they actually met, and it sounds to be like a pretty good, productive conversation according to what they were saying. So, I don't know. Maybe it's in the water. I don't really know what's going on. But either way, they talked. All right. So let's quickly talk about what the administration has said as far as what they're going to be doing with tens of billions of dollars that have already been approved and allocated to help out struggling Americans right now. So remember yesterday in my video, I talked about rental assistance in accordance with an announcement out of the Treasury, right? They helped out, well, let me tell you this really quickly. In the month of October alone, according to the report from the Treasury yesterday, they helped out 521,000 individuals and families just in the month of October with rental assistance and utility assistance. Nice, not bad, right? Well, get this. The administration has now indicated that they're going to be redirecting some of that money because it's not being used fast enough. So, we actually heard about this maybe, I'm going to say about 2 months ago. They actually alluded to this, and now they've actually confirmed in the month of December, they're going to be redirecting tens of billions of dollars away from cities and localities that are not spending the money fast enough and redirecting it into cities and localities that'll actually spend it. So this money is set there to help out low-income individuals, people who are struggling right now to pay rent, who are struggling to pay utilities. The money is there, and they're going to be redirecting it into places that'll actually spend the money. Now, here's what's interesting as well. As a result of the stimulus package that was passed back in December of 2020 and the one that was passed back in March of this year, between those two packages, they allocated $47 billion of rental assistance. Not a small amount of money, right? That's a big amount of money. $47 billion they allocated. Well, as of right now, well, actually what I should say, according to this report, by the end of 2021, by the end of this year, so the next month from now, they're going to spend, get this, $20 billion. Of the $47 billion, they're only going to have spent $20 billion. So in a year's time, they spent $20 billion. You know what I mean? So that's what they're doing. Anyway, they've spent $20 billion, and by the end of this year, they'll have another $5 to $10 billion dollars that'll be approved and allocated to go out to landlords, but yet not distributed quite yet. That still leaves anywhere between about $17 billion and about $22 billion that'll still be available for low-income people who are still struggling. So there's still going to be about $20 billion for easy math purposes. Let's just call it $20 billion that are still going to be available for people for rental assistance, utility assistance, things like this. So as I said yesterday, if you're struggling right now with your rent, if you're struggling with your utilities, check it out. Seriously, the money is there and they want to give it out to people. So a few months ago, they were supposed to be making the application process a lot easier so that people could access this money a lot easier and get it out the door more quickly. Well, I'm not really sure if they did that because they were supposed to get this money out the door a long time ago. It seems to be a very slow process based on they've only spent $20 billion in a year's time, right? I'm pretty sure if they wanted to hand over the other $27 billion, I'm pretty sure you and me and all of us here in this community could find a pretty good purpose for it. I don't know. I guess there's about 320,000 subscribers here on the channel. What is, let's just say, 27 billion divided by 320,000? I don't know. I didn't do the math, but sounds like a pretty fun time to me, right? Who wants in, right? You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure if they gave it to us, we could probably find a pretty good purpose for it. So yeah, but I highly doubt they're going to do that. Just, it's not going to happen. But my point is, the money is available. If you're struggling with your rent or your utilities, check it out. Seriously, do a simple internet search in your area. Type in your city, where you're located, and type in afterwards. So let's just say, for example, let's say that you live in Tampa, Florida, for example. I'm just making up a city. I don't know. It could be literally any city around the entire country. Say Tampa, Florida, emergency rental assistance. Type it in and you should be able to find something. If you can't find anything on the city level because maybe you live in a smaller city, that's fine too. Type in maybe the closest city that you have to you, like the biggest city you have closest to you, or maybe even type in your county. Type it in and follow it by emergency rental assistance. You should find something. If you don't find anything there, type in your state. Again, maybe you live in Florida, maybe you live in New Jersey, maybe New York, maybe Texas, Alabama. Literally, it does not matter where you live. Just type in your state, followed by emergency rental assistance. You should find something. You can find some phone numbers. You can probably find applications right there online. Seriously, you never know. You might be able to grab something out of this. They want to get this money out the door. So if you're struggling with any of those things and you feel like you could get some of this, you might just want to apply. It never hurts. It's totally free to apply, and you never know. You could get something. But with all of this rental assistance money that's out there, a lot of people are getting a lot of money. Now remember this too as well. The money doesn't directly go to you. It goes to the landlord, right? But either way, if you can get them to pay for your rent, that just means it's less money that you need to come out of pocket for to pay for your rent. And you can take that money and spend it on other things that you need right now. Maybe like, I don't know, putting gas in your car, maybe paying for your car insurance, maybe, I don't know, some food on the table and some food in the fridge and pantry would probably be pretty nice these days. Maybe a jacket, maybe some new warm clothes for the colder seasons that are already setting in. I don't know. My point is, if you can get somebody else like the federal government to pay for something for you, it just means that more money is in your pocket to spend on other things that you need right now that maybe you don't have the money for, like food and clothes and car insurance and car gas and all the stuff, right? So anyway, I think you get the point, right? But anyway, this is what I have for you as of right now. Of course, there's a lot going on. I'll have more for you a little bit later. I'm already gathering notes on a few more things I want to address in a separate video. But as I always say, I like to come back. I like to usually narrow it down to about 4 or 5 different topics at most in my videos, just because otherwise it gets to be too long and it gets to be a little bit confusing with everything that I lay out in all these videos. So I usually like to maybe condense it down to about 4 topics at most, and kind of address those here in these videos. So again, I hope this helps you out. I'm here to keep you updated each and every day. And like I said, it's going to be an all-out brawl. It's going to be an all-out sprint between now and the holidays as Congress is back in session, and they've got a lot on their plate right now. Between the government running out of money with the spending bill, yeah, that too, the reconciliation bill, the debt ceiling issue. I mean, literally, they have so much stuff going on right now. I don't even know if they have enough focus to keep all this stuff straight. They have so much going on. So anyway, subscribe down below, share the videos with your friends, family, social media. Allow me to keep you tuned with everything going on. I'm doing all the research on your behalf so that you don't need to try to sift through all of this information. That's why I do it. And then I boil it all down into these short videos and deliver them to you a few times each and every day. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again later in the next one. And I hope this helps you out. Enjoy your day. I'll see you later.